Hello, I'm John Sinclair. Welcome to the latest Leicester Music podcast. Coming up, we hear about a new Leicester record company called Obskeen Records. We've also been talking to a young band called the Blazing Owls, and they're amongst those who will be playing at the Strawberry Fields Festival in Swepston. An interview to come as well with one of the organisers there, James Ludlum. I also got to hear a band this week called Satellite Empire, and I'm pleased to say I got them into a studio to chat to me about their free-to-download EP. Here's a track from it. It's called Don't Get Me Wrong. There you go, Don't Get Me Wrong, and that's from Satellite Empire, and I'm pleased to say that Liv and Ollie from the band are with me now, and I only heard this about 24 hours ago, Liv, and you're here because I was pretty impressed, and hopefully your audience are impressed as well. What's your feeling on it?
I'd like to say that we're putting out music that everyone can enjoy. You know, it's stuff that we like, but also we can imagine other people enjoying our age and ages above us.
And Ollie as well, you've been together a short amount of time, I guess, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean, we only sort of formed as an acoustic duo last year. We just sort of decided to take it to the next level with a drummer and actually couldn't find a bassist, so I got Liv to learn bass, so yeah.
Well, they say bass is quite easy to learn, but I mean, did you pick it up very, very quickly then?
Yeah, to be honest, it was quite quick. Literally, we decided that I should play bass. Ollie gave me a bass guitar, showed me how to play the song, and I was literally just learning how to play and sing along within about an hour.
And it looks quite cool as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, we've been told a lot that it looks good having Liv play the bass, so yeah.
And tell us about the third member of the band, because obviously you were looking to increase the sound, so you needed somebody else to come in.
Yeah, really, we needed someone that sort of we both knew, and someone that was really good as well, obviously. And we both know Ben from a previous band that we were in, but that didn't last very long. But we both sort of knew that Ben was good enough and that he was a nice enough person that he just slotted straight in, and he just like really, really helps bring out the sound and thicken it up. And he's just a great all-rounded drummer. So yeah.
And the songwriting process, obviously you've done covers before, but I guess now you're concentrating on your own songs. How does that kind of songwriting process work for you?
Me and Ollie work really well as songwriters. We all just sit together in his room and he'll play guitar and I'll just come up with melodies and we'll take it from there.
And your singing, where does that come from? Does that come from kind of a previous incarnation in a choir or something, or you just naturally sang pop songs?
Well, my family have always been involved in music and stuff. So from an early age, I was sort of singing and playing music. And so I've been in choirs and various theatre groups, and it's always sort of been there.
I have to say, I thought your vocals are very strong.
Oh, thank you.
Presumably you think that as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I sort of noticed that because in the last band, Liv was only 13, and we sort of noticed that she had something special, but didn't quite have the stamina to perform a long gig. So that band sort of dissolved when members went off to university and stuff, and then sort of kind of almost reformed, but just as me and Liv, and then added in Ben. So yeah.
And obviously on your website, the songs are free to download, and I guess that's quite good because people can then put them on their phones or whatever, and it's about getting it out there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's too many people sort of trying to sell their music these days when the sort of industry's gone the way of people just illegally downloading. So we thought if we release an EP, then people, like, the only people that are going to buy it are going to be our friends and family, and we're not going to get any exposure from it. So we thought if we release the first one for free, hopefully it should gain us some exposure and make some fans, so that if we make another one, we can then charge a small amount for it and hopefully make a bit of money from it as well. So.
And gig-wise, I guess it's kind of you just starting out on that process. So is it fairly easy to find the gigs you want, or are you kind of like planning that at the moment?
We get a lot of offers. It's great, really. I mean, since the first gig, they've just literally kept rolling in, and it's a cycle of prosperity, really. You play a good gig, then a couple more roll in, you play them well, and it just snowballs.
And what sort of venues have you played at so far?
We've played a lot around Leicester, so the Shed, Soundhouse.
Yeah, Look 42.
Yeah.
You've done the rounds, basically.
Yeah,
we've
exactly.
Got a gig booked in on the 20th of September. It's a headline show. It's actually our anniversary show at the Music Cafe. So it'll be the first time we're playing there, so that'll be good fun. But we've also got some offers from Nottingham and Manchester, some other places that we've just not quite sort of got round to organising those sort of gigs yet. So.
And that's good because most bands who come in and say, yeah, we played all the gigs in Leicester, we need to kind of move out as well and spread the news outside of the county. And if you can do that, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good to reach a larger sort of audience. And I mean, that's why we actually made a music video, just to try and reach people outside of Leicester and, you know, promote the band a bit, to try and get some more gig offers. So, I mean, we've had offers from Manchester, Nottingham, Loughborough. So it's just been a bit... It's been a bit difficult trying to sort out the logistics and making sure that we sort of break even from them. So, you know, seeing as we've only played like 11 or 12 gigs as an electric band so far, you know, we're still
early days,
pretty much starting out, still.
And what about the video itself? I think you were just commenting before we started that it was a bit of a process, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, really. Because obviously I knew I'm very close with the guy that we filmed it with. And it was just such a laugh, really. It's great fun.
Okay. Well, you got 3 songs out now. So when are we going to see any more releases? Is that kind of the next bit of your process, is it?
Yeah. I mean, we are sort of songwriting for a second EP at the moment. I think we're looking at around an early May sort of release. That's a bit sort of hazy, though. Don't quote me on that.
That's next year.
Well, yeah, next year. We're sort of still songwriting, trying to write the best songs we can, because we really want the next EP to have the best songwriting and the best production and the best mix that it can. We want it to almost be like our sort of masterpiece of an EP. You know, we've got to put something out really, really good.
So your gigs at the moment consist of the 3 songs I've got from here. So what else is on there? Songs you're working on or cover songs? Do you kind of mix it up a bit, do you?
We've actually got 9 original songs, and we play 4 different covers. And we do really obscure covers, like we do Umbrella by Rihanna, and we do Jailhouse Rock by Elvis. So we really go to the sort of weirdest places to do covers.
I'm looking forward to hearing you sing Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah,
I really like singing it. It's great.
It's a crowd favourite. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah. I bet it is.
It's good. It's good live.
Okay, well, let's play another song from the EP. Fake It All we're going to play. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, Fake It All was actually the first song that we wrote as a band. Sort of just made it up through jamming with our drummer. I was just jamming out chords and just accidentally sort of wrote it. And then I think I sort of recorded it singing a sort of pretty bad melody over the top of it, and then Liv sort of improved that melody. And I think she wrote like 99.9% of the lyrics. I think I came up with the idea Fake It All, and she wrote the rest of it. As far as I can remember.
So it's a song you enjoy. And I hear it's a bit of a crowd favourite as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's the one we usually save for last. We all love playing it, and it's just got
a good song.
It's a great song.
We do like
we
it.
think.
Yeah.
Okay, well here it is. Good luck, and I hope to see you soon. Actually, so we'll have to sort that out as well.
Yeah.
So here we go then. Here's Fake It All.
Our time together's gone faster than how I recall meeting you, but not much else. You set your trap so carefully, and you step back and suddenly I'm stuck here once again. Everything's falling down. It's all gone to your head. Why live with the truth when you can fake it all instead? Hey! Smile turned upside down. Go back on what you said. Why tell me the truth when you can fake it all instead? Your little web has grown, at least that's true. But one slip and your master plan has fallen through. Have you heard anything I've said? Is it going straight over your head? Oh my gosh, don't give me that talk again. Everything's falling down. It's all gone to your head. Why live with the truth when you can fake it all instead? Hey! Smile turned upside down. Go back on what you said. Why tell me the truth when you can fake it all instead? Your web has grown. Your web has grown. You've built in your life with excuses and lies, and now it's your turn to fall. I wanna believe you, but you're just a stranger. I don't know what's all anymore. Everything's falling down. It's all gone to your head. Why live with the truth when you can fake it all instead? Hey! Smile turned upside down. Go back on what you said. Why tell me the truth when you can fake it all instead?
Satellite Empire there, good band, and that's called Fake It All. It's the Leicester Music Podcast, and let's now hear from a band who are playing at the forthcoming Strawberry Fields Festival in Swepston. And after we've heard from the Blazing Owls, you can hear my interview with the festival organiser, James Ludlum. Here's the Blazing Owls then, is a track called Green Room.
All right.
Well, there you go. A little bit of green room from the Blazing Owls, who will join me in the studio. Well, 3 out of the 4 are here: Alec, Brian, and Tom. Let's talk to Tom first of all, because I know Tom fairly well. We've socialised together.
Indeed,
He
indeed.
plays the guitar and sings as well. And a brief history of the group, really. First of all.
Well, it started off with me and the one guy that isn't here. We were just writing songs, really, and then Brian moved in, and then we met Alec through. He worked with Brian, so yeah, that's how we came together. Really, we all just started writing music.
And Brian, did you have a sound in mind, do you think, when you kind of started out? Did you kind of know what you were going to do? Or was it experimentation, really, to start with?
Well, the band is influenced by the Strokes, so that's the kind of sound we wanted to to bring out.
And that was everybody was kind of happy with that straight away, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Alec, just tell me what made you want to come into the band in the first place, would you say?
Fun story. In fact, I think they're struggling to have issues with bassists, so I came along. Luckily, I played the bass and I was able to join in.
And Andy had a car as well.
Oh, you had a
the
car.
car helps.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's always
yeah.
handy. A bass player is quite hard to find then.
Well, you just got to initiate them, see. So you've got to make sure they drink lots of alcohol and keep the same level as us. So
Exactly.
that was the main key we wanted.
I mean, I obviously know your parents as well, Tom, ashamedly, but obviously they do singing anyway, and you've got a musical family, really, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, all the way down, the Andrews had always really enjoyed making music, so I think I've definitely inherited that from my mum and dad, yeah.
And what about influences then, going into a band situation? I mean, you've talked a little bit about what you're trying to do, but obviously everybody's got kind of their own kind of thing that they like.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the Strokes because that was kind of me and Alan's kind of childhood band, like the first one that's got into rock and roll, and these guys got on well with the Listen To as well, and kind of the stuff we were producing, and that's what made them want to be involved. But as along with that, it was a lot of kind of noughties indie bands, so the Walkman and who else, the Libertines, a lot of influences from there.
And there's still like some good bands around of that style now as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's changed a bit more towards kind of producers meets bands.
Yeah.
And some for good, some for bad. And there's, I don't know, I think there's more to be explored in that area of music as well.
And Alec, you're gigging quite a lot as well, which has got to be a good thing as well. Has that kind of built up over the year or so you've been together?
Yeah, obviously the gigs have slowly built up. First, obviously, we were writing, then trying to get a bit more recording in, but kind of the past few weeks and months, we've slowly got the gigs going. It's been quite interesting. Had 2 weekends in a row, got another this weekend, and then another one after that. We're quite busy at the second.
Yeah, we'll run through some gigs you might want to check out in a minute. Alan, the guitarist, isn't here. Brian, tell us a bit about Alan. I mean, what's his contribution?
He's basically the...
What's the word?
Well, he's the really, really quiet one in the band.
Oh, is he? Quieter than you?
He's a lot quieter than me. How did you
And
know
that's
quiet?
impressive,
I
because
know.
Brian is quiet.
'Cause I am very quiet.
But it's good to have a quiet one, though, Tom, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, like he's also one of the most creative members of the band as well. Like I mean, the first EP we kind of put together was a mixture of his riffs and my riffs, and then they kind of came together to form the songs. So like, he's not really one to put himself forward, as it were, in interviews and on stage, but he's definitely a tick-tocking part of the band.
We just had the Simon Says Festival. Obviously, we've got festivals coming up. And what's your view on the Leicester music scene at the moment? I think, it's getting people to gigs is obviously a difficulty for some bands. And obviously you have the festivals where people hopefully go out and spend their money. But it seems quite healthy out there, but it's getting people to go to gigs, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, I think that's a really tricky one, because when you play when you're playing in pubs and stuff, they're not that interested in charging at the door. But at the same time, they're not. I don't think they're more interested in selling drinks, really. Whereas the venues themselves, and there is some overlap on when does a venue become a pub, but it's really quite hard to get people to come down when it's going to be £5 on the door, and like times are hard. Like, people aren't always as willing to put out that kind of money. So we've often found like the gigs we've got more people to are the ones that people just walk in off the street. But
But that doesn't make you any money either, does it?
no, it doesn't make
Yeah.
us any money.
It's,
But
it's one of those situations where you, I guess, for a while you've got to accept that.
Exactly.
Got to do it for the love of music for the
love of
moment.
music, pretty much.
Yeah.
Getting
Uh,
people to-
I mean, obviously you've got
Listen to
this CD. I know there's going to be, we'll play a bit more of Green Room in a minute, but there's obviously plans to record more. And how easy or difficult is getting the recording done?
well, we've been quite fortunate, really. We've come across a guy called Biscuiton Sound Systems, and we know him basically through a friend. And he works down at one of the theatre groups down near Leicester City Stadium. He's got a little studio down there, and we can just go down whenever we want and record with him. So it's been quite nice actually having someone kind of almost to mentor us as well, because when it comes to recording, a lot of bands, they don't really know where to start. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite nice to have someone to reflect ideas from, and who isn't in the band as well, because then they can
Been a great help on outside perspective.
get outside
I
perspective.
think that's
definitely.
very key, actually, because I've been to rehearsals with bands, and from an outside you can say, well, actually, if you did that or tried that.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
drummer often in studio, the pressure's on straight away on the drummer,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, to keep the rhythm and keep everything
Yeah.
intact.
And it's that kind of almost alien environment to start with. You've got to get used to, but get comfortable in the studio, and
Yeah.
it makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what about plans going forward for studio stuff? Obviously, you've got this CD you brought in, but obviously you're going to be, looking to release something fairly soon?
Well, we've got the Green Room, and then soon we should have 3 more songs ready, and then we've got 4 songs for an EP. We're reckoning pretty soon we should have them done, mastered, and out to be released,
That's
hopefully.
good. And the songwriting process, how does that work for you?
It's a mixture, really. So I might come up with a riff. I've sent it to Alan online. He sends one back.
That's kind of how it works, isn't it?
Yeah,
For a lot of-
Lots of
really.
back and forward.
Backs and forward, and then
Up and down.
we send it to these two, and they finish off their writing bass parts and drumming, really.
Yeah, I was
and then
gonna
once
say-
we have it all together,
I mean,
we
sometimes
have to
in
think
some,
about writing.
yeah, I mean,
music.
sometimes in some bands, there's one guy who writes the songs essentially, and then gets
No.
influences on it from everybody else when you get down in the studio together. So gigs coming up then. What can you tell us? What you got coming up? Got a list somewhere, haven't you?
I see, yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
We prepared this earlier.
Oh,
In case release.
coming weekend we've got Strawberry Fields Festival, which is 9th to the 11th. We're playing 1 or 2 times.
I think it's the Friday and the Saturday.
So
oh, you know which tent you're at? You know where you're on the
We're
Friday?
with the Mud Collective tent.
Oh, okay. I'll try and nip over because I'm in one of the tents. I can't remember. I'll think about it in a minute. Lot 42 tent.
Oh,
I think
right.
they're changing it each day to like the Donkey have got it for a day and so on.
Oh, I see. So all the
They're trying to
venues
do
in
it.
Leicester.
Yeah, so I think Lot 42 have got it for the Friday and
Yeah.
somebody else for the Saturday and somebody for the Sunday.
Oh, that's
quite
cool.
So I'm DJing a bit between bands and that
Yeah,
sort of thing. Anyway, it's not about me. It's about you. Go on, carry
So
on.
then the only other one we have definitely booked to the 2nd is until the 9th of October at the Font. But hopefully we have got some more coming on the way.
Yeah, just between.
I suppose people are now building for the kind of coming up to the winter period. Obviously, a lot of festivals around at the moment, and then you tend to see more gigs from September onwards, I guess.
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so the song Green Room, whose idea was this one then?
Well, this is one of actually.
Well, we're pointing at you, Tom.
Well, yeah, I did write some of it, but I think the original 4 chords that made it like the large part of the song was an old drummer we had, drummer Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, because
yes,
we're kind of a band that
A
we-
reflective credit.
yeah.
I
well,
like that. That's good.
credit where credit's due, you know.
Yeah, of
so,
course.
But Alan kind of took that chord and he wrote a whole load of different bits and bobs of sort of solos, you know, and then kind of weaved them all together. And then we sat down, thought about some lyrics, and then Brian came in with a really kind of funky drum line, you know, quite snappy. So yeah.
Excellent. So let's hear it then. Blazing Hours and Green Room. Look forward to seeing you at Strawberry Fields on the Friday. I'll
Yeah,
try
you
and
too.
wander over
Cool. Thank you.
to see you. And good luck for the future as well. Hope it goes
Thank
well.
you.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Cato's Farm, where Strawberry Fields will be held this month of August, and James Ludlum is heading towards me in a machine. It sounds like this. Hello. How are you? Evening. So that was the sound of the tractor arriving, and the driver is James Ludlum, who's here organising Strawberry Fields. And we're here on a fantastically pleasant evening, sun shining, blue skies. It's what you want on the weekend coming up, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I think every festival crosses their fingers, toes and everything else for a bit of sunshine. It doesn't necessarily make or break the event, but it does make it that little bit more special.
And I guess your festival is a little bit different from others around in that you mix local artists with really some big names, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's been our ethos from day one. Our roots and our core, we're very much Leicestershire. Although we attract artists. I mean, we've even gone internationally in the past with the likes of Khalees. From day one, we set up the Strawberry Jam stage, which really does focus on the best local talent, predominantly from Leicestershire, but also from over the borders to like Burton-on-Trent, etc.
And what's really exciting, I think, a little bit, is you've given over a tent to venues in Leicester, like Lock 42 and the Donkey and the Musician, and they're kind of choosing what they want to put on. So that's integrating the Leicester scene, really, isn't it?
Well, that's right. That's what it's all about. It's hopefully we can bounce off each other. These guys, they're out there booking artists throughout the whole year, so it just seemed to make perfect sense to draw up on their experience. They know who's gone down well in their venues, and to say, have a stage at our festival. Take it over, book the acts that have done really well at your venues, and bring them down to the festival.
How long does it take to get the running order of bands, though, outside of that? Because you must get lots and lots of demos.
We got this year somewhere in the region of 400 to 500 applications, and it does take some wading through. There was a group of 4 of us, and we'd all listen in, then get together, go through ones that we'd earmarked and said, we like the look of these ones and like the sound of those ones. But it's a painstaking process, and you never want to think that you're going to miss something either. So that's why you have to check them all out. You don't want to just miss somebody who might, be the next big thing.
And we were just talking about a band that did that. You got a CD and a friend of yours. Tell us that story, because this can happen. It happened to me today, in fact.
Are we talking about the By the Rivers?
Yeah, we are.
One?
Yeah.
Well, I think they were the last band that really did stand out for us. There's a colleague of mine, Mike Beck. We got this demo sent over literally at the same time, and I think our phones sort of more or less crossed. I think we were both engaged, tried each other again, and it was like, wow, have you just heard these guys? We've got to get these on. And I think it was 2011 those guys debuted here. And
is it right to say that it's a young people's festival, but younger people come to this one? That's what everybody kind of says to me. And having been here, yes, I know my lad comes, and I know he's quite young, but it's a bit of a mix anyway. But how would you kind of perceive it?
No, not at all. It's not just for the young person. I think festivals in general now are becoming more in vogue, if you like, but I think everybody seems to want to experience one, no matter what age they are. Which one are you going to go to in the summer? This year, our programming has expanded dramatically. So we've got everything from a coffee and poetry lounge, where we've got the sofas and the Sunday morning newspapers and all of that going on, a little bit more highbrow. Down to our DJs on our boat, which is our outdoor sound system, all the way through to a dedicated children's area this year, and under 5s go free to this event. So we're looking after the really young ones as well. I mean,
I know from experience that it doesn't matter how old you are these days, you just go along and enjoy it, don't you?
That's right. You're never too old. You're as old as you feel, aren't you? I went to the UK Festival Awards, and the questionnaire that they did last summer, the survey was quite interesting. The average age of the festival goer is increasing. It's going up.
Which has got to be a good thing, because that's where the money is, I suppose, as well.
I suppose that demographic of person have got a bit more disposable income. Yeah, absolutely. But, every single customer is important to us, as it is to everybody.
Now, what about the preparation? How long does it take you to actually... I mean, obviously, you're getting pretty prepared now, but how long of the year does this kind of take?
It is literally a 12-month of the year job. We kind of dust ourselves down, get a little bit of sleeping after the festival, Then we'll meet up and have a debrief, and we'll debrief them with all the other people who've been involved. With this event, security firms and the police and the councils, and so we get a good debrief out the way. We probably have a little bit of time to gather our thoughts, but we're already thinking about ideas for next year. It's just one year rolls into the next.
And I haven't got the list in front of me, but who are you particularly excited about having on this year?
That's a really good question. I like to say that more or less every band out there, because I've got quite a broad taste in music anyway, I can appreciate everything. So looking forward to them all. Obviously the big headline acts, there's always a buzz when you're getting towards that time of night when the headliners are about to come on stage, and Jaguar Skills, who will be sort of starting the festival off by headlining the Friday night. He's always popular. I think his mashup style of DJing.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, when you can get a bit of Motorhead in his set to some hip hop, I think more or less there's a bit of something in it for everybody. Even my father, I think he can appreciate Jaguar Skills. But yeah, I think just
the other big names you've got.
We've got The View headlining the Sunday night, and then Saturday's headlined by The Enemy. Another great Coventry band. They played our warm-up at a venue in Leicester. We had a bit of a pre-party. It's a kind of a folk outfit called The Fallows. They're from Coventry, and they really did get everybody jigging around and stomping.
Yeah, they had a few hits, haven't they, now?
Yeah, The Fallows, they're playing our Big Top, which incidentally... that's the biggest structure we'll have had on site to date. It's a Circus Big Top stage, and that actually got delivered today, so we're quite looking forward to seeing that going up.
And people like Jersey Bud, we know from Leicester, of course.
Yeah, good old Jersey. Yeah, solid act. It was nice to see him play at the Albert Hall for the Teenage Cancer Trust gigs. Then he got in touch and he said, is there any chance of getting on? And luckily we had a slot just for him.
And on this podcast as well, a young band from Leicester who've not been together that long, the Blazing Owls, they're looking forward to playing. So, that's what you want, is a good mix of experience and people trying to make it.
Absolutely, yeah, that's what it's about, really. It's, a festival's a voyage of discovery. The question we often ask to people is, what festivals did you go to and who did you discover and who stood out and who was unknown at the time and then became famous. So it's all about getting to the event and checking out somebody you might not necessarily have thought you would have liked, or just experience every element to the event.
So people listening to this, if they're interested, presumably the website they go to and take it from there. And there's camping, of course, as well.
Absolutely, yep. Camping from Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 3 nights camping, which incidentally is free. We look at other events and we try to do things differently, and we don't charge any more for car parking or camping. So, your weekend ticket price, that is it. There's no hidden extras. Unless, of course, you want to go in our quiet camping area, which is. But standard camping, car parking, all come in the ticket price.
Yeah, looking forward to it, actually. And the Friday, you always say, is always a bit of special, isn't it?
Yeah, Friday nights they're amazing. Yeah, I think there's that whole first night hype, expectation, everybody that they're here. They've had a few drinks. Ourselves, we kind of. It's a chance for us to go, well, it's happening, we've done it, here we go, let's get on with it. So yeah, Friday's a great atmosphere.
And you enjoy driving this tractor thing, do you, as well? What's it called?
It's a forklift, yeah.
It's a forklift tractor.
Forklift, yeah. These things, you could not build a festival without them. There's so much fetching and carrying, and it's a lot easier when it's on some pallet tines.
Fun to drive as well, I guess.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, hope you have a great festival again.
Cheers, John.
Leicester Music Podcast with me, John Sinclair. Now, I often talk to bands and groups and solo artists and so on. A record company from Leicester. This is a bit different. Introduce yourself and tell us what the name of the record company is.
I'm Ashley, and the record company is called Obskeen Records.
And this came about how?
Well, it originally first came for an assignment at college, to pretty much kind of get a product from start to finish to release it to fans and stuff. And we did that, and eventually me and Jamie decided, actually, it was pretty good, we enjoyed what we did, so we're thinking of continuing the label, and so far it's coming along quite well. So.
And Jamie.
So basically, like Ash was saying, we didn't realise we were going to have this. It was like, oh, hang on a minute, you've got to set a label up for the business assignment. And as it happened, like I said, we did the release and it took off pretty well. And we both always knew that we wanted to carry it on. But until the release happened, we both decided, right, that's it, 100%, let's carry it on. Let's get out there and involve ourselves a bit more with the Leicester music scene. So, yeah.
I mean, you imagine record companies, you imagine big offices and studios.
Yeah.
But it's a much smaller operation, isn't it?
Yeah, so, well, basically, we ain't actually got an official office or anything like that. We're kind of here, there and everywhere, getting involved in everything that's going on within Leicester. So we're at every different studio, we use a studio down at the college, and obviously if we go to uni, we'll use the colleges up there. But yeah, it's like we haven't got an official office. We're just doing it here, there and everywhere. At the moment, but we are looking out to get somewhere like that. But at the minute, we're just currently seeking for artists in Leicester and try and put them out there a bit further into the music scene.
And you have got a signing already. We're going to hear a track from them now. So tell us about this. How does it work, this signing, anyway? Explain how this came about.
Well, it originally came about as our original product for the assignment. Jamie worked at this youth club during our assignment, which he met the band at. The band's called Moccasin Mile, by the way. And he was talking to them a bit, recording them just for a youth work sort of assignment. And eventually we thought, we could use this for our label. So the whole process for signing kind of goes from finding your artist, kind of having a chat with them, what they want, what you want to get out of them, what they want to get out of you. And then pretty much come to some terms and conditions, and then eventually, if you all agree to it, then get a contract written up, and then pretty much sign it down, and then ta-da, get your product started. What
exactly happened originally was I volunteered to engineer for a gig down at near Victoria Park, the Christmas festival, and I did some work with them. They was there, I did some engineering for them. Then I got a phone call from Soft Touch, who asked me do I fancy engineering for a band. Did it and that went out. Said to Ash, look, we've got a brilliant band here. Shall we talk to them more about the signing to the label? And in terms of that, they was really happy to do that and was kind of pushing them out there. And straight away, within a week, it hit over 1,000 views and that. And it was like, wow, this is brilliant.
Okay, we're going to hear a track. Which track do you want to play first?
We'll go for the one that's most popular, and that's Feeling the Shine.
Just chillin' tonight, breathe within my pockets. That's all I need. Caring and sharing, that's what we believe. I never knew the air could smell so sweet. It seems as if my heart just hit my street. Told to more days of light. Feeling good 'cause I'm feeling the shine. The shine. The shine. The shine. Feet laying down, so nearly gone. Yet people still got their shades on. It's a summer spirit, yeah, that's what it does. It tricks you to fix you, no worries, because we're feeling like it's mid-July. Forget Monday morning and just look to the sky. Oh, talk to more days of light. Feeling good 'cause I'm feeling the shine. The shine. The shine. The shine. The shine. The shine.
Moccasin Mile there with Feeling the Shine, and the record company they're signed to are...
Obskeen Records.
And how did you come up with the name? Was that a difficult thing? Because we can go through names forever, can't you?
Yeah, it was mental. It was like, hang on a minute, it was writing like little, went back to primary school days, writing little, spider diagrams. And we come across loads of different names, and then all of a sudden we did actually come up with one like Obscene. So we searched that up on the internet because we didn't want to like cross anyone else's wires and that. And it came about like, oh no, that's already out there. So we thought, you know what, let's make it sound a bit like, a bit catchy with it, obscene, like the sk. So like that's how we came across that. And originally we was going to kind of just set out there to be based on hip hop and drum and bass and a bit of reggae. So that's why we kind of went for the obscene, because it's like a grimy, dirty kind of sound into it. But then obviously now we've carried on and we're focusing on all different genres.
I was going to say that are you just going to go down a genre, or are you going to open to anybody approaching you? And if a band are listening to this and thinking, well, actually, this sounds quite good. I mean, how interested are you in getting new acts in?
Well, we are really interested actually in getting different acts, because we kind of we love the crossovers of different genres and how it comes about with complete new genres and subgenres and all that sort of stuff. But as James said, we were originally going to be based on just the underground type genres, like hip hop, R&B, and drum and bass stuff like that. But then we thought, actually, that's kind of like narrowing our chances down and making it a bit more difficult to actually find them sort of things, because that music is everywhere. So it's going to be hard to actually get yours noticed. So we thought we'll go down a different route and actually pretty much welcome all genres, because that way we'll have much more chances of getting our music heard by other people, reaching more fan bases and all that sort of stuff, and helping us find some better acts out there who may not be heard as much because their genre may be a bit different and not unheard of sort of thing. So. Okay,
so I'm in a band, I've recorded a CD, but it's not doing very much. I suppose that's the case with a lot of bands, really. I'm interested in a record deal. I'm probably interested in a bigger record company than you, but I hear about you and think, well, what can you do for me? I guess that's the scenario, isn't it? Yeah,
that's right. Like, we've had loads of bands come up to us like, oh, here's our CD, what can you do for us? And we kind of stumbled across like, oh, what can we do? But then like we figured out stuff and was like, right, what we can do is get you into like a commercial studio, record the product to like a high quality standard, and then push that out to the different promoters, publishers and managers, and also get that onto stores like the Nokia store, iTunes, Google Play and whatnot. So basically what we're doing for the artists is kind of pushing them further than they can themselves. So with their own promotion and then ours on top, and then we're pushing that out to other publishers, it's going to end up with over thousands and thousands of views.
So that's the key, isn't it? What contacts you got above what they've got? Yeah,
it's like the good old saying is, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that's the case for us. Like, we can only push it out so far, but then we pass it on to other publishers and promoters, and it kind of goes in a massive, like again, a spider diagram. You pass it to one person, they pass it to another, that person passes it to another, and it goes all the way around, causing like thousands and thousands of people to hear it.
So what do you get out of it? You know, what's the business plan from your point of view then?
Business plan from our point of view at this moment in time is more so building our reputation to get more acts in, and eventually we're going to be starting to actually work with artists and maybe actually push it out there to try and make some money from it, to then pretty much build our company even bigger and better than it already is now. And pretty much, you know, like I said, trying to get ourselves out there ourselves as well as the artists, but we're more doing it as a kind of like a reputation building profile, like foundations at this moment in time, but then in time we'll branch it out to be more kind of like financial based stuff to then make our pretty much our company much bigger than it is now. So.
I guess as well, it's not taking on too much too soon as well.
Like the main thing for us, like what we're trying to say is like the main thing for us at the minute is kind of like, right, let's get the artists out there. And when we hear a product out there on different stores and that, we're really happy with that. But yeah, the main thing for us is to try and help this like the scene in Leicester, because I know it's not like massively massive, but so yeah, that's what we're trying to do. But
I mean, I'd argue there's quite a lot of good acts out there.
Yeah,
but obviously some struggle to get noticed more than others.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, like we've been to gigs over the past month, and we've seen like the acts are amazing, like brilliant. I mean, we've picked an artist up from that as well. But what it is, yeah, we can give a name. His name is Dan Wright. He's like an acoustic singer, but also interested in kind of adding some drums to it with his music. But we can't confirm anything else from that. But what we're trying to get at is like the scene in Leicester, like the artists and that are massive. Like there's brilliant artists out there, but the audience is kind of like is dying away. Like there's not. You go to gigs and you see like 30, 40 people. When really, like you take it back 5-6 years ago, the clubs would be packed.
I think that's it. The ad, because everybody's got the internet and YouTube and stuff, so on. I think that's having an effect, and people pick and choose what they want to go to. I've had this discussion on this particular podcast with quite a lot of bands, and it is frustrating. But obviously, you get the bigger gigs, you'll get people turning up. It's not an easy thing to solve, and you feel for the venues as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like. There's even like venues are putting on free gigs where people can just literally walk in, have a listen, get have some food and whatnot. But again, it's still not attracting the audience. I mean, the only ones that we see at the minute that are attracting an audience are like festivals, like the Riverside Festival. That was massive. The one at Western Park, that was like it was amazing. But the actual when it's indoors, people just don't really seem to be attracted to that. So when like there's a show currently going ahead at the minute called Singers of Distinction, and that's like we've hit a maximum of 30 people in the audience, and that's like, wow, it's free to get in there, but no one's turning up. So our main aim at the minute is to try and boost this scene in Leicester, reach out to fans, and kind of get them to like the sort of music that's going on, and then therefore hopefully they come along to gigs and what we put up.
Okay, let's hear another track from the band you've currently got signed, and then we'll talk about perhaps what people can do to get in touch with you if they're interested in what you've got to say. So just talk us through the next track.
Right, so the next track is called The Warmth. This track was like, they were both written by Moccasin Mile. The reason like we came ahead of these kind of track names and whatnot is because it was coming up to the summertime when we released it. So like the overall single's called The Shine, and then you've got Feeling the Shine and the Warmth, but this one is The Warmth by Moccasin Mile.
Line and line of telephone wires passing me by. Rooftop on rooftop, the city is calling so lightly. The ground is awaiting, my thoughts are deflating of memories not far behind. So clear, so near. I want to go back to the land of not living in how. I want to start a time like we know each other now. 'Cause I can feel my head and my heart growing cold, and I'm afraid that I'll forget the warmth. The warmth, the warmth, the warmth.
trying, 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 trying.
Moccasin Mile and the warmth there, and listening to the track, it's very kind of laid back at the beginning, and then it kind of kicks in. And they've got a kind of style to them, haven't they?
Well, I actually mixed and mastered this myself, but what had happened is the drummer brought in like a sample pad as well. So we was kind of using the sample pad and the real drums, so it was like a right mixture. Like when we was mixing, it was like a balance between the both, and that's why, yeah, when it comes in, it's 1 minute it's really laid back, next minute it's really booming. But yeah, it's an amazing track. Like when I first listened to it in the studio, it took some getting used to because it was quite different to what I've heard before. But then like the mixture between the sample pads and the actual drums, it fitted really well, and I felt like, yeah, it's brilliant.
Okay, so there might be some bands listening to this or artists listening to this. So if they're kind of interested in what you're talking about, what's the process, would you say?
To get in touch with us, it's quite simple. You could email us or go to our website, www.obskeenrecords.com.
Can you spell it, because people might be unsure?
Yep, no problem. It's obskeen records.com. And our email is obskeenrecords@gmail.com.
Okay, well, good luck with that, because it's an exciting project, and it's good to see a label starting up in the city. So, clearly, you're excited.
Yeah, we're really happy when we get invited to shows and that. Straight away, we're like, brilliant. But the thing that people, I think, get wrong, like bands and that, they're scared to approach record labels. But we're like an independent record label, so if you approach us, we're not just gonna throw you away. We're going to actually listen to your tracks carefully. We'll see if obviously everyone's got potential, and then we'll discuss further action on what we can do. And most of the time it's like a process of them speaking to us. Me and myself and Ash have a meeting discussing whether we think this is brilliant, which most of the time it is. And then we kind of talk to the band, get a meeting going, and then we get in the studio straight away and start recording some material.
Great to meet you. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
So that's it for this edition. I'll be looking for more Leicestershire acts to feature on the next podcast. So get in touch, please. Email me at johnsinclair32@yahoo.co.uk.